Scooby-Doo is everyone's favorite boomer and vintage lens enthusiast. And today we're looking at the Hoodman, which is a LCD magnifier with a hood. These are like 80 bucks or something, brand new, but you could get them used. And it's on the Sony A5000 or the Alpha 5000. A little bit of background. I bought this camera right when the 6000 series came out, which you have a eye-level electronic viewfinder. And then everyone dumped these, and they were very cheap on the market. You get them brand new looking in excellent condition for 150 bucks. So, okay, that's great. They're a little bit more expensive now, and they're harder to find in excellent condition. But, you know, if you got one, or the 5100 series, just has a LCD screen on the back, although it's articulated. It's still an LCD screen. They're nice cameras. They have excellent resolution. They have good picture quality. They have a lot of adjustments. You could get tons of dumb adapters and smart adapters for all sorts of vintage lenses and other lens mounts. So what's the only disadvantage? In bright sunlight, you cannot see what's happening on the LCD screen. So I bought this Hoodman, and I had it for a long time, and I bought it for some other camera. I used it once or twice because you have to buy the bracket. The bracket's like another $70. So finally, I said, why don't I make my own bracket? And I did. I bought two '20 securing bolts for some tripod. They were cheap. They were like $2.50 each, so I bought two of them. And then I just got a bracket. This is a bracket I cut off something for plumbing, and it has a hole in the slot. And it's very lightweight and small, and it's very rugged. I had to use some washers to fine-tune it, and I had to bend the bracket a little bit. And now it works excellently. Does it look all MacGyver and Frankenstein? Yeah, I guess so. But now it's like an eye-level electronic viewfinder. This is just to block some light. I gotta finesse this, but I'm using this for now, which is just a piece of foam I cut to put in there. And now, I could go out in bright sunlight and any sort of sunlight, and I could see the screen really good. It's all, I could read all the information. I don't have to worry about glare or brightness or anything like that. So you hold this up to your eye, and these don't have a touch screen. They're old school. You have to use the buttons. The buttons are here, right here. So I use this button, brings up the manual focus magnifier. Then you can manually focus. You tap this button, it goes back. You can do the ISO. This is the ISO. Rotate it for a shutter speed. Since it's a dumb adapter, you do your aperture here. And even in movie mode, it's great because when you press it up against your head, you got a little bit more stability. And then, you know, you could do your panning or whatever. And it's great. Some adapters have tripod sockets on it. And some are like protrude out a little bit more. And I have one from Velo, I think, where it protrudes out enough where I could put a handle grip on it, which is really good, so you could hold it like this. I also made a 3-inch tube, a rod that has a 1/4 on one end, and then it has a 1/4 tap on the other. I use it for a tripod extension, and I could use it on this one, although it doesn't look like a pistol grip. But that's more MacGyver. But at any rate, this makes this camera so much more usable. If you can pick these up used, maybe you know somebody who had one and they never use it, and you can pick it up cheap. Or even if you go out and you buy a new one, it's cheaper than getting a new camera. That's for sure. Oh, I like the 6000 and 6100. They're holding their value, and they're over 200 bucks and close to 300 bucks, and depending on the condition. So if you had this camera and you bought it new for 400 bucks and it's lying fallow You buy one of these for 80 bucks, spend a couple more dollars, MacGyver this up, and then you could use all your vintage lenses, and it's great. And the lens man, the Hoodman, weighs nothing. It has a little bit of bulk, but no weight. So even when I have it around my neck, it still hangs like this. And the advantages outweigh any inconvenience, which there really isn't any. And is it somewhat fragile? Yeah, I mean, you can't smash it in anything. You don't want to do that. But otherwise, it works really good, and I highly recommend doing this. So all you do is you buy 2 of these. You can get them at any camera store, superstore. And then you get a bracket from a home improvement store or hardware store. And a couple of washers, because you're going to need them. And then this is a 1/4-20 here and a 1/4-20 here, and you just tighten it all up and you go. And this is the Canon FD lens, 35 to 70 millimeter, 3.5 to 4.5, and it's a fantastic lens. It's a fantastic lens, and it's lightweight, and it's relatively small, and it goes with this camera, and it sort of looks pretty cool. It looks like something you would take to the moon and take pictures on some foreign planet or something. Still, I highly recommend this. This is the way to go. I mean, breathe new life into these old cameras, and they're still available relatively cheap if you shop around on all those used camera sites. And you know, so you get one of these and do this, and it's still cheaper than a 6000 or 6100 with the eye level viewfinder. And the thing is, their little eye level viewfinder is like this small, whereas this thing has more adjustment to it, you know, for your diopter, and you're looking at a much bigger screen. So it's got that going for it. Highly recommend it. I was very pleased with the results of my MacGyver Frankenstein steampunk creation. And it was a bright sunny day, and there were a lot of situations where I wouldn't have been able to see the LCD clearly, without a doubt. So just for that, it worked really good. And it's a more traditional usage, in as much as you hold the camera up to your eye and look at a screen, rather than, you know, holding it 18 inches in front of your face. Even if I'm nearsighted and lift my glasses up, it's still hard to see fine detail. And this way, that whole big 3.5-inch LCD screen is magnified by the Hoodman. And I can have all my information. I have a lot of information on the corners. And I was able to, you know, keep track of that. And when I hit the manual focus, I was really able to hit the manual focus really good, you know. And I was very pleased with the way it turned out. Rather than have a camera that's laying around fallow and not being used much, you know, I could slap any lens on it and go to the park and take pictures now. Of course, it doesn't look like a traditional camera, and people need to do a double take when they see me with it, but what do I care? I don't care. It's a camera, I could use it. I got it dirt cheap, 150 bucks, or I paid $8 for a lens man. It's still cheaper than the 6000 or 6100 series Sony cameras, so I came out ahead with that. Ancient astronauts, what were they up to? You know, you just don't know. You know, what was the purpose of all this? Mysteries. 100 years old or 100,000 years old. Nice lens camera combo, without a doubt. Very more useful now that it has the Hoodman on it.